Now we're gonna take this, plug this thing right in. There we go. And then what I'm gonna do, take this, zip tie it up here, so it ain't dangling around. It's probably zip tie it right here, actually. Zip ties. Well. Alright, so we'll have to zip tie that when I come back. That was connected, ground's connected. Now we're going to, this one was zip tied. Tuck that back under. There we go. We'll probably zip tie that, those two together, and that should work. Connect the 3 hoses. I'm gonna stick some grease on the end of these. I like to stick a little bit of grease on these, make them a little easier. Of course, not in the where the shaft is, where the head goes. You don't want no grease getting into what you're doing. So I'm not going to put grease in the hoses. I'm just going to put grease on the outside of it, so when it starts, it can start softening up. It's a little trick of the day. So this one right here, go out to here. If you have a pair of needle nose like this, now would be the time to use it. Just like that. Oh, and I don't like how tight how it fits. Okay, I think we're gonna cut some off. I think it's too loose. So let's pull that back. And let's cut a little bit off. So hose, this one right here. So we're gonna take about an inch off. Has a lot of play. And what happens is if we get a little bow in there, yes, it will go on, but then what will happen is it'll kink the line without you even knowing it, and try to figure out what's going on with it, and then realize, or you'll never realize it. That's what happened with it. Actually, I got the wrong hose. But it was this one that I had to install. I almost made a mistake. Oh no, it was that one, huh? Right there. There you go. Okay. And this one goes down there. That one's on. Now this one right here. There you go. Perfect. Loosen that one up. Kind of hard to see, huh? This thing's tedious. So this is tedious work right here. You figure it would be so difficult for this. I was right in the year of difficulty and non-difficulty. There you go. Got it. Okay. So I put one pointing up, one pointing down. I did that purposely so when I go to tighten them, they're not too difficult to get to. And if hopefully I don't have to remove it, but if I have to, it's not going to be too difficult either. A lot of people don't like using ratchets on these, on the hose clamps. I do. Unless if it's in a super tight spot or something. have to use a screwdriver, I will. Oh, all that work and the clamp's not even working, right? Look at that. I'll hold the clamp from turning on me. Whenever you put this on, you just snug it. You don't want to tighten it because you will break the clamp and you also will break the fitting on the spigot. We don't want to do that. We just want to get it nice and snugged on there. That'd be good right there. This clamp right here, we're going to replace it again. That's a brand new one. Of my luck, oh, it's coming off. Okay. I thought it wasn't going to come off either. It's a brand new clamp. We'll get another one. Ran out of all the small clamps. This one and this one. I thought that was too big. Try out this clamp right here. I don't like taking these clamps apart. I like to install them already on because when you do that, it just gives some difficulties sometimes, especially in a tight little spot like this one. So hear one of those trucks sliding?
Huh?
One of those trucks sliding? So tight, man. Nope. Do is put it on first and then install it. That was one big fight. Jesus Christ. Alright, finally got it. Now we're gonna install it. Jesus. That was a fight. Sometimes that's the way this works. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's difficult. There we go. Again, you don't want to over tighten them, you just want to give them a nice snug. Because all this gives leverage. So we don't want too much leverage and then break the clamp. We just want it to snug the fluid. So there we go. Got all both of them. Now, what's this one right here? And I only have that one clamp left, so we're gonna have to come back to this side. Go. Alright, look at that, nice and clean. Alright, looks great. Just need to get the clamp right here. These are all the old hoses right here. The ones that were on. Oh, look at that, there's a clamp right there. Take this clamp and use it for that one. If I would have seen that in the beginning, I would have grabbed it. Look at that. That sums that up. We'll put this apart again. That's grease right there, see that? So we just wipe that right there. There we go. It's on there. There we go, baby. Sheesh. Alright. So, all the proper fittings. 5/16, 1/4, and a 5/8. So, all 3 different sizes. That works out. Brand new hoses. You guys are probably asking, why didn't I put new clamps? Well, because tedious things like this, the customers don't want to pay for, which is the clamps. Me personally, I would have put all new clamps, but again, you know, whatever the case is, we have a couple of new clamps, you know, but they'll work out, and if they don't, then the customer has to pay for them if the old clamps don't work. So that pretty much sums that up in a nutshell. But all the hoses are replaced. This shield right here protects this unit here, so it's super important that we put it back on. A lot of people don't put these things back on, but for us, we like to put it back on. That's what makes this truck last so long, is all these protective shields, and they protect the truck. A lot of people don't believe that they do, but they do. If you're building an old truck, you know, and if they have these shields, don't take them off and throw them away. Put them back on. It'll help prolong the truck. Me, I like to start them and then put them on all the way, just because you have to adjust them, the pan or the screw or whatever it is that you're adjusting. Once you get them on, then you can go ahead and put them on. It just helps. What happens when you get all nice out. Show it. Put it on. Look at that. Someone installed this drive shaft and they missed a hole. Look at that. Put this head on. And this is what happens when you get older. Somebody installed that. Must have been an older gentleman and missed it. But we're all gonna get there someday. Truck made it to the shop. So let's see what we get. Where am I installing these? Look at that. See, if I would have just buzzed that on, I would have missed that. Show that right there in depth. So you got to pay attention. Actually, it was already hitting like that at one time. Someone just buzzed it right on. Probably from the factory or something. And what this does, this shield here, is it protects it from the water, the mud, the grime, and it makes this unit in here last 10 times longer. So that's the reason why that unit still works in there, is because it had that gravel shield. So that's all tidied up. Everything's nice and neat. We'll come back with the zip tie for this one. Now we're gonna go ahead and see if put that plastic up here. Let's see here. I want to say it goes this way. Nope, this way. One, two. Gonna have to get it when it goes back on the ground. Yep. Can't get it with the lift. Okay, well, this one's gonna have to wait. You guys get the point. So, you guys got any questions, comments, let us know. I don't know if you guys want me to bore you with the other side, I think we'll post this one right here and kind of debate if we want to bore you guys with the other side. Because it's gonna be a fight. All right, like, share, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. All right.